discuss some of the major currency pairs as we head into 2012, I'm joined by Sverre Holbek. He's a senior analyst at Danske Bank in Copenhagen. So Sverre, we'll start with the euro-pound. As we head into 2012, where do you see this pair in the short, mid and long term?
Well, basically, I think the interesting thing about the pound is that investors seem to regard it as sort of a safe haven, being shielded somewhat from the problems in the unstable eurozone, and that's due to the UK assets being fairly liquid and also offering good protection for investors. However, we think that the tables could turn quickly, given that there's still a bleak economic outlook in the UK, and that could actually prove worse than in the eurozone. But in the short term, we think that the pressure in euro sterling is going to be on the downside, and we have penciled in a 1-month forecast of 0.83, a 3-month forecast of 0.82, and a 12-month forecast of 0.88. We think that as we look further into 2012, we think there's a good chance that the Bank of England will continue to print money and will increase its asset purchase target, and that is going to weaken the pound later in 2012. But in the near term, the tendency will be lower in euro sterling in our view.
What about dollar Swiss franc? Are you expecting any surprises from the Swiss National Bank soon? And at what level do you see dollar Swissy at in, say, 1 month, 3 month and 12 months time?
Well, we think that the S&P will eventually increase the floor underneath euro Swissy. That could happen at some point later in 2012. In the short term, we think that there will be downside pressure on the euro due to the problems in the eurozone. Also with the decision from the S&P rating agency on several eurozone countries and also on the EFSF still pending. There could be credit downgrades, and that would then trigger a further euro sell-off. And with the S&P providing a floor underneath euro Swissy, we think that is going to take dollar Swissy higher. So we have penciled in levels around 95 on the 1-month horizon, 97 on the 3-month horizon. And then as we look further into 2012, we think that the trend for a weaker dollar will take over, and we have then penciled in a level around 92 on the 12-month horizon.
And finally, to wrap up, what about for a Scandinavian pair like the Euro-Norwegian kroner? How do you expect this pair to perform over the next 12 months?
I think also one of the interesting things is that the Norwegian crown has been fairly strong, despite the fact that Norges Bank has actually lowered the policy rate by 50 basis points to 1.75 in December. It's due to continued demand for Norwegian bonds due to the country's strong fundamentals. And we think that in 2012, that's not going to change massively. There will still be large foreign demand for Norwegian papers. There's also going to be a large issuance of government bonds expected to pick up to around 50 billion Norwegian crowns. We also think that Norges Bank will stay put and not lower its policy rate further in 2012. And from that perspective, we continue to see good value in the Norwegian crown, also with the underlying fundamentals in Norway still fairly strong. We just saw recently that the regional network report from Norges Bank pointed to fairly robust growth in the fourth quarter and also the first quarter of 2012. So we think that stronger levels of the Norwegian crown are justified. So we think that euro NOK will trade towards 770 on the 1-month horizon, down to 765 on 3 months, and potentially even lower on the 12-month horizon, down to 750 in 12 months.
Thank you very much for your outlook on those currencies. Join me next time on Targets and Focus, but for now, goodbye.